that would do it for free. Like the other one, the guy did it on spec. Like every time he prints one book, he makes some money. I didn't have to pay him up front, but he doesn't want to do that anymore because he's not recuperating his money fast enough, basically. So I would have to pay for the rights to the book, which would be like maybe close to $1,000, and then I would have to get, like, I don't know how to do, the like setting the stuff like with the pictures and text. I would have to find somebody to do that, probably have to pay them, then get the printing going. So I think it's too much of an investment, not knowing how long it would take to make the money back, like how long it would take to
recoup
books you would sell.
So can you do a pre-order and see how many you get and then cancel? Or like if you get 1,000 orders, and then
Specialized too. I mean, the book sells in English a lot, but it's very specialized. It's for people that need it for work. Like they don't have a choice; they have to buy it. But I don't know in foreign languages if they would even if there would be an interest. You know what I mean? So that's all the things I was considering, like how much it would cost just to start, just for the rights and all that stuff, and how long it would take to make the money back. I'm not sure if it's worth it.
So you have to pay for the right to translate?
Well, in order to make the money, you have to buy the rights, the foreign rights of, with the publisher.
Oh,
Have the rights for the English, we would be buying the rights for the other languages available. That's what I did with the other one, but since it was only one language, I paid like $500. And now when I sell it, it's the printer makes a percentage and I make a percentage, but this one would be more.
oh, I see. So it's not their foreign publisher would like to pay for it.
Yeah, no, it's just when they publish those things, they don't think about foreign markets. They're just doing it because, oh, here's what we do. Let's put a book together and sell it. They never think about, it's not like a novel or anything like that. They're not thinking about the rights that
It's
English.
quite different.
You kind of have to bring it to them, but then they still need to be paid up front because you can't, like the printer, he had such a hard time putting that thing together in French that he's like, well, now I want to make the money up front. I don't want to be paid as the book sells. So I would have to come up with the cash up front. And then he wouldn't make any more money after that, but I still would have to, it would take a few years for me to recoup the initial investment, because it's not going to be like a bestseller book. The people that are going to read that is because they need it for work or something like that.
So what is I missed what is the book, what kind of people do use the book?
That was for this one,
what kind of
job,
what kind of jobs require it?
I don't know, but this one sells a lot in English. It's for, like, if you are cutting for, there are some examples in there as people that make cars and stuff like that, like custom stuff, that they need their own tools to design their own car models or motorcycles or stuff like that. So they'll invest in one of those machines in their shop, like their workshop, but then they don't necessarily know how to use it. So they'll need that manual basically for, to help them. So it's very specialized. It's not,
And if
it's not for people that like to read. It's for people that know how to use a machine, or even if they want to invest in the machine or that kind of stuff.
But to buy it in a different language, it means it has to be taught in a different country, right? You're not going to teach this subject or teach whoever is in the US trying to learn how to use something will buy the one in English, even if they speak French. They obviously speak English too. And to sell it in France or in French-speaking countries would be in a stretch, because I'm not sure if they even know it's there unless they search, you know. It may not be a requirement. I don't know. It seems like it's a, as you said, it might be a difficult time to recoup your costs.
because we
Because-
don't know how big the market's gonna be for it. So we might spend all that money and then make very little and invest all our time translating it and not have that much of a market for it.
Yeah,
When I did, it was about old Triumph motorcycles, so you have a
Yeah.
lot of enthusiasts, you know. So that's selling, I sell maybe 2 or 3 a month or something, you know, every month. So it's gonna take a while, you know, for me to make money off of it, but it doesn't matter because my investment was only $500. So eventually I'll make that back. But for this, I don't know. So I've been trying to, you know, work the numbers to make sure it's worth our time. I think that the furniture stuff is still better, you know. It just takes so long to translate a book as it is, and then it, you know, I don't know.
so what do you think, and I'm asking all of us, what is the next step? I mean, right now, it looks like nothing will happen if we don't do something, right?
Yeah. Well, I was working last week. I got a translation job, you know, like a medical thing. But you know, same thing. It's like one like this and then nothing else. So you're constantly looking for clients. So I'm just hoping we get some stuff from Stacy's advertising with all the furniture companies, frankly.
Do you actually search for jobs?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you go and search for jobs that you can, or do you wait until somebody contacts you?
Yeah, well, online, like I'm in touch with some companies. I actually got a message on LinkedIn today from a guy. He's at Fox, but in Russia, and he's contacting me because, you know, he hasn't been receiving my work because since the Disney thing, and he's like, hey, what's happening? I loved your work. How come I'm not receiving it anymore? So I'm like, well, so I don't know if that's going to lead to something because, you know, people complain that the work's not done correctly.
Yeah.
Who knows? But do you have what department is your daughter at Netflix? Because I see a lot of complaints about the subtitles nowadays because they've, instead of sending it to smaller agencies that used to do a good job, they're just basically have like a few big companies that do a really poor job.
It's
with-
new content.
Hmm?
It's called the new content. So they have new contents. You know, about 2-3 years ago, they started to do their own content,
Yeah,
and she's in that department. So she's in the shows that they create just for Netflix.
yeah.
So it's
I've been
called,
watching Ratched. It's good.
yeah, I don't see them, but she has to see them all. But I don't like
Eating my stuff. Stop.
I don't like the shows that end on in a suspense ending, and we have to wait a week for it. I hate those shows.
No patience.
The whole season in 2 days with Netflix.
Yeah, but then they have to spend like 10 hours watching one season.
I actually, for the first time, I signed up with Netflix. I never used to, but I did because I wanted to watch the last season of Schitt's Creek. That's such a good show. But anyway, I was wondering if she would have contacts. I used to. There was a woman that I knew at Netflix, and she was actually from Israel, but she worked in LA. To see if we could do some of the projects there because the translation quality of the subtitles it's been going down so bad. People keep complaining. You know, if we could just get like one show or something.
Yeah, I mean, I can ask. I think I've asked it before, but then you've already told me. I thought you told me that this all outside contractors, obviously, right?
But if we could be on there, they have a list of companies they
Yeah.
work with. And if we could get on that list, would be good, you know.
I sure ask her. They're actually going through some transition. She called me last night to say that they're going through some. I'm trying to find a business card. They're going through some transition, and some people are being uh, changed from shows to shows, and she doesn't know where she's going to end up. But so I'm waiting to hear her story. But I'll ask her when they.
Yeah, if I could just get the contact, you know, because then you know how much it pays. And because right now, if I wanted to do any Netflix stuff, I would have to go through a company and they just pay nothing, you know, anymore.
No, I think I can ask her to at least have research a contact within Netflix that handles the subtitles.
Yeah, because I mean, you can see if you go on Netflix, there's, you know, a few subtitles that have my name on it. It's just not lately because they're, you know, for the little money you make, it's just not worth it.
So there are shows on Netflix that your name shows as a subtitle translator.
Oh yeah,
Can you send me a list so I can send her? Or
sure.
at least a few of them.
Yeah, yeah. I used to do a lot, maybe 3 years ago. I did also movies. They bought a whole bunch of movies to put on Netflix that they needed subtitles for. So I spent a whole summer just subtitling movies one after the other.
Yeah, that's important. If I send her a list of the movies that and she can verify that, or at least whoever she's asking can verify it, then it probably is a more legitimate request, or
Yeah.
more a request that more likely will get an answer. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Okay.
yeah, I can send you a list.
Yeah, and I just remembered now that I haven't sent you the data sheet for the aluminum foil installation thing, because I just haven't had. I forgot about sending minutes. Let me write it down so I don't forget again. But I'll do that along with the. Oops, I'm gonna move my iPad and get my notepad. Okay. Oops. Okay. You should attend. Both of you should attend tonight's final session on elections.
Oh, that's gonna irritate me. I can't do that.
Okay. So the subtitle. At Netflix. Now I have a lot. I did the polling. I learned about polling, and as you read in the email, I have 8 polls to see how it works. But so something like Netflix and data sheet and pricing, aluminum foil. Okay, so I haven't heard back from Tracy. I mean, she did what she could do. I don't know if people read the email or thought about it or what have you, but it might be worthwhile saying something to her. I will say something to her and see. I'll just ask her, have you heard anything? Of course, she would have told us if she had heard anything, but maybe that'll get her to think about sending us something else again, or maybe asking for feedback if it's something that they're interested in. Because if they're not interested in it, then we will be, waiting on nothing. What is another option we have? So Anne Sophie is either searching or looking, and she might get something through her contact. Tracy sent something to the Furniture Mart and her contacts. We might be waiting to hear something. What are other approaches we can take to? Did you put anything on the Facebook page on HIC?
For translations, no.
Okay.
I was thinking of posting like as myself asking a question like are there any translators in the Hickory community for Italian, German? Like I'll come up with a few languages just to see, you know, if there's people around, and if there are, we can just expand our languages offered, you know, and maybe gain access to their contacts. Because if they're one
Yeah,
language, then
maybe the question would be, we are looking for, you know, that type of thing. We currently have a translation business that can translate and interpret Arabic, French, Chinese, Flemish, Spanish. Are there any other languages in the Hickory area that are there any other language, any individuals with other language capabilities that would like to join this team or something, you know?
yeah.
And see if somebody says, oh, who's that team or what is that or whatever.
Yeah, but even if it's like another French translator, there's always, you know, we all have our specialties too.
Okay,
So, you know, it could be something that I'm not good at that they can do, like anything legal or whatever. And then, you know, there's stuff they don't like, you know, so it wouldn't be necessarily competition, you know.
Okay. So will you do that?
I can do that. But
Okay.
I didn't want to be, I was afraid if I advertised it as a business that would be going against the
Yeah. Yeah, we discussed that certainly won't be on the HIC website, but I thought we said on the Facebook page
should be okay.
it's okay. I don't know. You're right. I mean, it's not 100%.
I just ask, you know, because now you have about 500 people that follow the Facebook page, you know, are there any translators?
Yeah.
You know, in Hickory, just looking to, you know, whatever, to meet
And
up.
are
with
these
others.
500, are they necessarily from Hickory? You don't know, do you?
When I took over the page, I clicked on my contacts from Hickory to have them join. And some of them, because I started posting stuff, there are some other Hickory pages that started linking to some of our events, you know. So I think that brought some more people that I don't know, but they're all from Hickory.
Okay.
Or the area, you know, Catawba County,
Yeah,
not necessarily Hickory.
Okay. Okay. Anything else we can do? I don't know what, if we can contact the furniture companies directly, or do you think it's going through Tracy's? Since she already started it, we probably should let her handle that part, unless she comes and says, okay, here are my contacts. Feel free to contact them, but at this point.
Yeah, well, we could, I mean, it's, you know, their information is public, so if we wanted to, we could. But I don't know, I mean, she just sent that, there wasn't that long ago, and there's that, they have that thing in High Point, so they're all busy over there, you know, buying furniture. So I
Yeah.
don't know if they would even think about that right now, because they are still looking for their collections for the coming year. So maybe after they gather all their stuff, they'll be like, oh, this is what we're doing. So now we need translations and stuff like that.
All right.
So I would still give it some time and, in the meantime, if you have an idea for like, well, we already did the letter, but if you want to improve on it or change some stuff, we can always do that.
So what happened with the letter?
Hmm?
What happened with the letter? Is that what?
Well, that's what she sent, I think. Then she sent that to
I can't remember.
Mel in an,
Did she include that in her email?
I think so.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that was sent to you. She sent it to Guy. I don't know who's Guy, but or Guy.
So he does movies. He's like, he has something to do with movies in Charlotte or something like that.
Yeah, she did send it on October 8th to everybody because nobody's just sent it from Tracy to Tracy. So, and she included the proposal in both Word and PDF. And she explained, and then you're the contact person. Okay, and then your website. Okay. So you're gonna be the receiving anything if we receive anything. Okay. Question to you, Anne-Sophie. We, TEDx Hickory,
Yes.
we have a core group. It's me, Alan Jackson, Jeff Dalgus, who's is the organizer, and then two ladies, Anna Schussler and Deborah. She was on the First Friday Brew, Debbie Shannon. Anyway, I saw this core group, and we had some individuals in marketing that have actually moved on or graduated, students and stuff. But there is a room to help out in marketing and Facebook and stuff if you're interested. I don't know if you are interested in that or not, but if you are,
What would I have to do?
well, when we are forced to reschedule TEDx from November to sometime in May, June, July, and we're going to announce it, and then Facebook posts or TEDx Hickory website or Facebook page for TEDx, just to be able to have somebody who is good on Facebook and can help us promote the event for next year. I mean,
Yeah.
there are.
I don't mind helping. I'm just not, I mean, I know Facebook a little bit, but I'm don't know like Twitter or anything like that. I don't know. So,
Okay.
but yeah, if you need help posting stuff on Facebook, but like I'm not like all the other platforms I'm not familiar with necessarily.
Yeah, I'll see what areas that we need, and then I'll, without saying anything to anybody, I'll talk to you about it and see how comfortable you are. It's just a volunteering anyway, so it's not, can't be excessive. Otherwise, people don't volunteer when work is excessive, and they have to like what they're doing. So I'll share with you what it is that we're looking for, and you can decide if you are interested or not.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
because I just, I don't have that much experience because I've never worked in an office setting with other people to teach me that stuff. So all the stuff I know, I taught myself basically,
Yeah.
without any formal training. That's why it's taking me so long just to fix my or to update my website, because I don't know how to do it. I have to figure it out myself. So it's like, and then coming up with content, I'm like, oh, what am I gonna put in there? So
Yeah, it is, but it's kind of important that once you do it, you you almost never forget it. But if everybody does it, if it's often somebody doing it for you, you'll never learn it. So
Yeah,
it's a double-edged sword. You know, it takes a long time to do it. You waste time, but then once you know how to do it, you become that's the only way to become an expert, is if you to do it yourself.
yeah. I
Learning.
almost wish that I could work, just get a little job at like, with Chad or something who does a lot of website development stuff. And just to learn with somebody who actually knows how to do it rather than teaching myself by going online and watching videos and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's just so time consuming. I mean, sometimes I spend 3 days just to do like one little tiny thing. It's crazy.
Yeah, well, maybe you can have a free session with Houston.
Oh yeah, I went on his website. He doesn't actually develop the websites. He does even something more complex in the back of that. It's just crazy. I was reading the stuff he does. I'm like, oh, this is so obscure.
Yeah, yeah. But he's helpful. He's willing to work with us, and teach us stuff, help us as a nonprofit. Okay, let me see what else. I got a salt block meeting at 12. I have to be there this time. So let me see what.
Salt block, you said?
Huh?
At the salt block?
Yeah, I'll just cross the street. But it's both Zoom and either or. You can do either or, but it's so close, and we have a huge table, and we sit like 10 feet apart. It's just easier to be there than to do the Zoom because it's so close. If it wasn't, then I would consider the Zoom. But so status of the business, Trace's email, Arabic subtitles proofing project. I guess you haven't heard anything from that Arabic subtitle chamber of.
That's one of those cheapy companies that they're gonna say we're gonna pay you $2 per minute of film. It's like, the minimum in Europe is 7.
Yeah.
So it's frustrating.
Did they change the clock in France?
I think it was this weekend.
Yeah. So what is it now? 4 hours?
No, 5.
5? Was 6 before? Okay.
Or is it? Oh, hold on. It was back.
They moved back. Oh, that's.
Let me see.
No, it's the opposite, right? It's later. Yeah, it should be one more. You add one more.
It's 4:35 p.m. right now in Paris.
Yeah, so it's 5 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's 5 hours. Yeah.
So it'll be 6 as of this coming Sunday, right? Because we 1. Stephen, I've heard some rumors that China is ready to take over Taiwan.
Yeah, they are threatening want to take over, but I don't think it will happen recently. Yeah. So yes, that's rumor.
I guess it depends on who's president, right?
That's right. Yeah. Yeah, and I think Taiwan can defend to some degree. Of course, they cannot against the big China, but I think so far they just put a lot of threat and for the last couple of months, try to say, hey, you have to behave what I say, otherwise I will this. So
yeah, I know. I think they have to depend on the world community or the European community or the United Nations to defend them. They can't do it by themselves. Okay, I looked at the agenda from the previous meeting, and I think we've gone through all of them. We're not going to join the chamber, right? We're not going to.
That's correct. Yeah,
that's because this is mostly local, and we're not really looking just for local. So And we'll wait we'll wait a little bit more on Tracy's. I'll look at the subtitles at Netflix and see if I can get you a contact person. I'll send you the data sheets for my project with the aluminum foil and the sheets and the cost. And then Sophie's gonna do a Facebook post asking for who's translating in the Hickory area and see if we can either add on to our group or at least open up the knowledge that there is a translating group at Hickory in the event anybody needs it. And I don't know whether we reach a lot of businesses in our Facebook post or just individuals, but I guess these individuals do work for businesses and they can potentially help promote us at those businesses. Okay. Anything else?
No.
All right, Stephen, still looking?
No, nothing to update so far.
All right, I'm recording into the cloud. I'll download it, and since the iPad doesn't have a hard drive, in a sense, I guess I don't know why that was not an option, but I'll send you the recording when it's downloaded, ready to go. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Take
See you
care.
next time.
See you next time. Bye-bye.
Yeah.